Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. Big weekend of racing at my home track, Churchill Downs. Preview video for the Stephen Foster came out a little bit early before the morning line odds and past performances. They were released shortly after I filmed, but I'll circle back to that race. I still stand by most of everything I said there in the video anyway. So today's video, we are going to cover the turf races. Grade 2 Wise Dan, Tepin Stakes, and American Derby. I'll also have a video out for the Florida Lee featuring Torpedo Anna and the Kelly's Landing, which is a premier filly mare sprint race for older horses. Awesome one on the bill. So let's go. Now, this video, we are going to draw one of the two split the pot races tickets. So stick around because you never know when I'm going to spin the wheel. And all the commenters to these videos do go into the pot or to the draw. So we'll have another draw a little bit later for the actual Stephen Foster race. This one's going to be just for any of these undercard races. So it's a $20 bet on me if you're not familiar. I spin the wheel. If your name's drawn, you win. I make the bet, and if we win money, we split the pot. So to be eligible to win this, you must be a subscriber. So you have to subscribe to the channel first, click that like button, and leave a comment using the hashtag BHS, and give me your best bet of these three turf races, and we'll get right into things. So just real quick, weather watch wise, not really sure. Most of central United States is having a massive heat wave right now. It's hot, definitely mid 90s, upper 90s all week here. Ohio Valley humidity on top of that always brings pop-up showers and storms. There's some in the forecast, but who knows when they're going to hit. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're going to start with race number 8, and we're going to jump right into past performances right now. Okay, so the Tepin Stakes is 1 mile on the turf. It's for 3-year-old fillies. Number 1 is Fixin' to Be, trained by George Arnold, ridden by Manny Franco. Was 5th place in the Grade 3 Regret Stakes. Had a little bit of trip trouble, but really still guided the mix in that race, but came up flat down the stretch. So probably won't garner a whole lot of interest for me. I'm going to take a good look later on in the week at this one, the number 2 horse, Something Stronger, sired by Justify, obviously, is the first thing that stood out to me. Albert Stahl is the trainer. He's doing pretty good so far in the meet. 21%, 6-4-1 in the 28 starts. That's pretty decent. And James Graham, not so decent. He's got just 3 wins and 43 starts. I believe he's only won like 1 turf race, and the guy's supposed to be a pretty good turf rider. So I'm really not sure if it's just a lack of mounts or what we're working with James, but I feel like he could still do a pretty good job on this horse. He did so right here on the Churchill Downs turf, albeit going just 5 furlongs. You can see the first 2 races and in the 2-year-old season were tried on the dirt, and they were both second place finishes. So pretty good work. And then coming off to this one, a very nice closing effort. I really like when horses come from way back. This horse broke from post position 12 in a 5 furlong turf race at Churchill Downs. And it's kind of hard to get that turn and come from way outside. I like shorter sprint distances. I like the outside horses because they can avoid traffic and they're already outside where I like my closers on the turf anyway. But 12 is a little bit far out for such a short race. So I really appreciated the way that he dug in and got there in time, and Graham did a good job riding him. So something stronger. They were definitely looking for that in this race, and they got it. So we'll see what happens. Now, this one is another one that's going to be a little bit interesting. George Arnold trains Love You Anyway. Luis Saez is going to get the mount. Well, this horse is obviously one of the contenders here, but is also cross-entered for Friday's racing at Penn National. So that's going to be the Penn Oaks. And by the way, I have videos on the Penn Mile and the Penn Oaks if you want to give those a look. Some really good young horses on the turf going to do battle this Friday night double feature. So this one did show some pop in the maiden win at Keeneland. I'd take the extra 100K purse and go with this race because this race is worth 100 more, and it's actually probably a better spot because I believe she'd be facing Laura Lynn, which is probably a better horse than any of these in the race. So the Tappet filly is going to be easy to spot with that gray coat. So I would definitely take Louis over Axel in this because Axel Concepcion would ride at Penn National if they decide to send her up there. Now, Princess Attitude is ridden by Junior Alvarado. Now, Luis Saez rode this horse several different times leading up, and if by some chance Love You Anyway does go north to Penn National on Friday night, maybe Louis just takes this mount. I don't know if they would pull Junior. I mean, he did ride the Kentucky Derby winner, so I don't know if they'd actually pull Junior off, but maybe they already have something worked out. Anyway, the Princess Attitude, third in the Hilltop, just kind of pretty average. Broke the maiden. It was a nice effort, 9-1, sired by Frankel. Tons of distance pedigree. She does seem to compete pretty well at the mile distance, so worth a look with or without the jockey that you want, Junior or Louis. I mean, Junior's obviously better on the dirt, but Louis can ride anywhere, so I would take Louis over Junior if that came to pass. But we'll see. Now, these next two horses are going to be probably your betting favorites. Lush Lips is the first one, number 5. Brendan Walsh trained. Flavian Pratt will ride. I got some interesting information on Flavian coming out in the next couple videos. But looking to improve from the second place finish in the Edgewood Stakes, Nitrogen, both the next two horses ran against Nitrogen, who was a clear cut above everyone. But it was between Lush Lips and Rival Vixen. But I believe Lush Lips got the head bob. It was really, really close. But you can see rank between our horses early and then rallied. So a little bit of trip trouble in the Edgewood. So people, I mean, Lush Lips is listed for first in prime power over Vixen, but only by a small margin. So Florida Oaks was second to Nitrogen, obviously, once again. And then the previous two wins before that, so the horse has definitely stepped up in class and just ran into a buzzsaw in Nitrogen. And so Lush Lips going to be one of your top betting choices. Tougher, drops in class, shorter distance. All of those apply to this one too. Vixen as well, and ran and credited with third, but they were basically nose to nose crossing the wire. Really tough to tell. Then she also previously faced in a grade 2 Appalachian Nitrogen and ran second to that one. Also beat Fionn, who came back and won her next race. So Vixen is very formidable. And when I first looked at it, I thought Vixen looked like the classier horse. She really had to fight down the stretch to get this win in the Here Comes the Bride. You can see got up by a neck there, and then that's a graded stakes win, which Lush Lips doesn't have any stakes wins, only has those 2 stakes races, which were second place finishes. uh, so I give Vixen a little bit more credit on the class level just because she's got more stakes wins. She's also got a listed stakes at Gulfstream to debut in 2025 in early February. So moving on, Ninth Island, probably not going to get there. Speedy Philly, 3 wins, 5 starts, but the 3 wins were all on turf, the other 2 on dirt. So shipping in from Texas, where she held on by a nose, going 8 furlong versus less. So I just think the competition level out there in Sam Houston and Lone Star, and then you got Remington before that, just kind of not up to par with the horses we're facing today. Round out the field with Favor to You. That's Philip D'Amato, Antonio Frigiu, and back-to-back wins versus lesser competition. But this horse is improving. 3-year-old debuted at Santa Anita and lost by just a half length to Jungle Peace, who was a winner next out, obviously. So kind of a key race. Didn't get it done. Really kind of didn't do well at a mile. So they cut her back to 6, and she ran off 2 straight victories by a nose and a neck. So she can battle. But the 6 furlong drop, I don't know. She's going back up to a mile now. But I mean, the average wind distance suggests that the breeding is there to do so. So if just maybe just a little bit more, she was so lightly raced, with just 4 career starts, maybe she's just working her way into shape. So D'Amato will get that job done. I give her the thumbs up on that. Will she win? I think that it's a different story when you look at that. But we'll definitely know by Friday if Love You Anyway is going to run. She adds the intrigue. Saez chose her rather than Princess Attitude. The 5 and the 6, obviously, Lush Lips and Vixen are the betting choices. But I want to look deeper later on in the week to number 2, Something Stronger. I think that might offer some value when we get some odds. Then the number 8, Favor to You, has a chance to crash the board as well. So something to do with the 5 and the 6 on top, maybe some sort of a trifecta wheel. like 5-6 over the top of 3-5-6 overall, maybe something like that would be a type of bet to use. But we'll move on to the race number 10 right now, which is the Wise Dan, and take a look at the field there. This is a very, very good field. We got the return of Mercante, Brilliant Birdie. Fort Washington enters the show. Henro is going to take a crack at the grass, and this is going to be a mile and a 16th on said grass, 500K. So Henro had some decent success, got out won, I believe, one of the Iowa Derby. Yes. Beat just a touch, which is no joke. Ran up against horses like Dragoon Guard and Bookham Dano and different kinds of Wine Steward, Alexander Helios. I mean, got killed in these last two races. So Henro's no match for anybody on the like Greatest Stakes Company on dirt. So they're going for the turf. You can see all the breeding suggests the rail post, the dam, two winners on the turf, returning to a route. Lots of good things to hope for, but I'm not going to get there on this one. There's just too many other better horses to choose from. At this stage, I have to see it first, making a switch that late in the career over to the excuse me, over to the turf. Number two, Laginos. And to quote the Key and Peele skit comedy show, Laginos is my shit. Now, not always at the top of the podium, but he's earning medals going back several races. You can see going all the way back to this Grade 3 Commonwealth uh, in November, popped for the win there, then went off the turf, won a stakes race after that. Then a couple of third place, second place in the opening verse, lost a close one to Brilliant Birdie, had the lead down the stretch and just couldn't get there. But ran right back in the Arlington and failed again, I guess, so to speak. Rallied, but got third. Was probably just not as good as these other two horses. And that's a shame. I think he could compete in the right trip and the right circumstances. Flavian Pratt stays aboard. I don't mind that really, even though he has had a slight slump at specifically Churchill Downs. He seems to be fine everywhere else, but right now Churchill Downs, you can see 12%. He's struggling a bit. So, but Laginos is going to be on the ticket somewhere underneath Exotics. We'll see what happens later on in the week if I change my mind on the win bet, because he does have good vibes at Churchill Downs. But the fact that Mercante and Brilliant Birdie have both beat him, they're in this field, so that just makes it that much harder. But this number 3 horse, Mi Hermano Ramon, is trained by Mark Glatt. Antonio Frigiu will ride. West Coast shipper. This is disappointing to see. Poor shipper record, 6%, 47 starts. But this one is a different kind of horse. I would have liked to have seen an effort on Churchill Downs, but did have a race at Keeneland. You can see the 4th place in the Transylvania Grade 3 at the bottom down here. So at least some different tracks other than the West does have a race at Gulfstream. Tried the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, the Grade 1, ran a solid 4th. It was pretty quality in the mix. Was 3rd behind Integration and Spirit of St. Louis down the stretch, but just couldn't get there. 97 speed figure, pretty good. Shoemaker Mile back to back Grade 1s out west, just missed by a neck in the Shoemaker Mile to King of Godsford, and was really, really close. That's Cabo Spirit down there, who's gone up against a couple of times. Probably the class of the field, or at least really, really close to it. So I do like this one. Would be higher on him, like I said, if he had a race at Churchill Downs, but sometimes that's not always necessary for me to have experience on the track. Mercante, this is Brian Nippenberg, and hit the scene in the Turf Classic, almost defeating Spirit of St. Louis, but then wheeled right back and dropped a little bit in class to the Arlington, but same track, same and a little bit of cut back in distance, but held on by a neck over Brilliant Birdie. And then Laginos was a little bit further back than that, but it was really close between those two, Brilliant Birdie and Mercante. So I wouldn't dismiss Mercante, but it was a dip. Now, if you pay more attention, I don't usually pay as much attention when it comes to turf speed figures, but that is still a drop in overall pace, overall speed, a little bit better in the closing, but other than that, it is a dip. So I don't know what that means for this horse coming up next, but Mercante still probably amongst the top 3 betting choices easily. Then we have Event Detail that was in the Arlington. Just kind of ran even, lost to all 3 rivals in this race, and just not on the top tier. Probably a decent horse with a chance to hit the board, but I'm not going to get there. Taking Candy's another one, Sherry DeVoe, and that is Jose Ortiz. Running some pretty good numbers here. Got killed in the Turf Classic. Just checked up and just kind of had a little bit of a tough trip there. Might go overlooked with that dud, but it was better than it looked when I went back and reviewed it. They were spread 5 to 7 wide horses down the stretch, and he just got kind of in the middle of it and then just kind of flinched. And that's when he checked up at the end of the race. Probably could have finished within a few lengths of the leaders, but would have been probably a fifth or sixth place finish if he would have held up. But that wasn't the case. So maybe a little bit better vibes this time around. Has some pretty good races at Churchill Downs going back to the maiden breaker in May of 2023. So Taking Candy, just on your radar. Now, Brilliant Birdie, obviously, Sherry DeVoe, Brian Hernandez, just that brilliant. The winner on Stephen Foster Day in 2024, your American Derby, which will be covered in this video. So we know he can get it done at Churchill Downs. Back-to-back wins right there, 3 straight, looks like to me. So good vibes at Churchill Downs. Oh, whoops, the opening verse win as well, and then lost by a neck. So look at the results Brilliant Birdie has. That's why, spoiler alert, it's going to be my pick to win, because I do like horses that just have dominant performances at the track, especially Churchill. Bounced back huge in that opening verse. Did lose that neck to Mercante in the Arlington. But that leads us to number 8, Fort Washington. Shug McGahee, Junior Alvarado. Big back-to-back wins in Grade 3 company, Canadian Turf at Gulfstream. Then took the layoff, then raced on Pimlico weekend in the dinner party. Might be late, sometimes late to the party, but always on time for the dinner party. Junior rode a good one here, on the lead, making the turn. He drifted the horse out just enough to, once he switched leads, just shot down inside to take over and drive home for the win. Was a good, just a single race at Churchill Downs, was an eighth place, which is not super encouraging, but we'll see what happens with Fort Washington. Definitely going to be amongst the betting interest. Number 9, Seminole Chief, complete flop in the Shoemaker, disappointing after back-to-back wins. I'm not going to get there on this one. It seems like the more class hike, you can see the withers got killed. So I'm not going with anything on Seminole Chief, but I do like the inside position for the 2, 3, and 4. Those are the horses. Obviously, we mentioned Laginos is the 2, Mi Hermano 3, and Mercante 4. The inside position to save a little ground always works out pretty good, but I'm going to take Brilliant Birdie on top. Only one bad race, and that was back in the fairgrounds. Let's go back and just kind of look at the fairgrounds race. It was the first off the layoff in the Muniz Memorial, and you can see he closed from way downtown on a plus 30 pace to win by a neck in the Bryan Station. So Hernandez kind of deployed the same strategy, came from way back, but this pace was nowhere near that. You can see that was 22:44 for a mile. This was going 9 furlongs in a 49.5. So much slower pace to try to run into, no factor whatsoever. So got him out in the opening verse and moved a little closer to the pace a little earlier, 4th by a length at the second call. And then he obviously took the lead very early out of the gate in the Arlington, which didn't work out so well, but it was pretty good effort. So I think Brilliant Birdie is your winner. And also, I like Mi Hermano Ramon. Next likely, 2, Laginos is definitely going to be in there. The 3, Mercante, is definitely going to be a use. So good time to break it off right there, something proper. And we're going to do the split the pot draw. So the first of 2 tickets go out today. This $20 bet will be for the undercard of the Stephen Foster Stakes Day. So if you have a race you would like to bet, I will probably defer to you. We'll try to come together on something good. The first name I draw on or first name spun on the wheel is the winner. Then I always spin 2 more times for backups. So I have a first backup and a second backup just in case the actual winner fails to contact me. So contact me if your name is drawn anyway. Go ahead and contact me. And then because on more than one occasion, the backup has gotten the ticket because the winner failed to contact me. So spin the wheel. Congratulations to at Vale Place. You win the $20 bet on me, and we'll split the pot. Email me at BILLYAH35 at yahoo.com to claim your prize. Or you can contact me on X, formerly Twitter, at Billy Ho Sports. And if you're on X, give me a follow while you're at it. So our first runner-up is going to be at Graded Cards 5516, and the second runner-up is at Lee Reed 1970. Okay, change of plans. Due to time constraints, I am pushing the American Derby, which is the final race of the card, over to the late pick five video, which will be coming up very soon. So just a quick reminder, at Vale Place, you're on the clock. Hit me up ASAP to claim that $20 bet for the Stephen Foster undercard races. And now I bid you all a good day, and I will see you soon.